We started out here in this field a year ago, a little over that, and it was just our bus. And now, if you can't see behind me, there's a few more. Story went and got a bus. I didn't know his was fixed, and they started reproducing. There you go. Ours is the one with the smoke coming out of it. Want to go down?
Sure. Let them say hi.
You guys want to say hi?
Hi.
Hey.
Be on the lookout.
Help make it happen.
Yeah, be on the lookout. I think we're going to be, they're starting a conversion company or something, I hear.
Maybe.
We've also got our friend Thomas's bus down here, Marty's bus down here, and they're kind of working at their own dream, I guess, so to speak, as well. I'll post a link to their builds if anybody's like interested in building a tiny home. Be cool to follow their build since they're still kind of getting there. Flip this around, get off my. All right. So here's our baby. She obviously still needs paint. We've gone and sanded her, but if the weather gives us a break, we're gonna go and paint it white and blue. We might put some wood accents on there. It kind of looks funny, right? It doesn't look like your typical school bus. And the reason behind that is we chopped it in half and we lifted the roof and put it back together. Now, the front is it's still kind of on its way.
Yeah.
Bear with us there, but the inside is coming along just real nicely.
Yeah, this front part does not do the rest of it justice because we've pretty much neglected the front so far.
Jordan, you want to tell them about the bathroom?
Yeah, so pretty much when you walk in, you are right into our bathroom. And we did that for a couple of reasons. One, because the insulation from the huge glass window up front and the door and stuff, you lose a lot of heat, or cool, I guess. But so we did this to kind of block that off and also to have a bigger bathroom and to not have to feel like we're walking through a really narrow hallway to get to our bedroom. So we've got the shower immediately on the right. We did a glass door, so it still feels pretty open. So I'll open that and let you see the inside. We went with the aluminum. It's kind of got a outdoor beach vibe, which I really like. And we got a rock floor on the bottom.
It feels like you're standing in a river when you're taking a shower. It's absolutely
almost
amazing.
Like a foot massage, actually. So the water comes out of here, but we also have the ability to turn it to come out of here. And we have this window. This is actually the emergency window. So you can slide it down or push it out. And then we'll be able to hook this part to the outside so we can have an outdoor shower or wash the dogs off or whatever we want to do there. I have a hard time closing that one.
It's all right.
On the other side,
Still a little unfinished. We're getting there.
This part's still in the construction as well, but we have our composting toilet, and I can talk you through how that works. We cleaned it out, so it is fresh. But basically, when you open it, there's a pee separator. So the pee, I can't really see it actually, but maybe it's out.
Yeah, there you go.
So this part, you pee into that, and it goes down into our gray system, and then the back is literally just a bucket with a trash bag in it. That's where the poop goes, so it separates the two, and then we have all this stuff back here, so you have options of what you want to sprinkle over it, but basically you're just trying to dry it up so it doesn't smell. We also put this black sealant stuff on the seat to kind of help with the smell there.
I also want to say I thought that was going to be really weird and really gross, but it's not that bad at all.
Yeah, I think you know it. We definitely have gotten closer since having that, but...
Hey, why don't we let those puppies in, too? Hey, puppies! Come on, guys!
Put it on then.
You hungry?
Put it on so I can see them come in.
Yes. Kate, Sage! Yeah, what would a tour be without these guys? Come on, come on. All right, Jordan, we're going to show them the magical door you made for us.
Yes, I'm very proud of this. Shout out to Pinterest for this inspiration. So yeah, sliding door, that's definitely a way to go in a small space so that you don't have to worry about it opening and closing. We've got these little locks so it stays closed. Yeah.
This is our kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty amazing. We made really good friends with some of the neighbors here, and they gifted us a piece of wood that they had in their backyard, and we tore it up, made it into counters, and I couldn't be happier. It's a black walnut live edge, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I hadn't built like anything past a birdhouse before we did this, so it's been really cool to see it all come together.
Yeah.
Stressful times call for stressful measures. We do have a bar. We've been enjoying a drink with all this crazy stuff going on in the world right now. A little spice cabinet. Had to put a little two of us in there. What else do you want to talk about? Our stove is propane. It's pretty neat. It's got cast iron top. The cool part about it is you can use it without using energy. You just light it with a lighter because it's propane.
Here, why don't you let me hold it so you can.
Sure. All right, let's switch.
Here we go. Okay.
I think we got a pretty big pantry in here. We're stocked. We got 2 weeks of food, so we don't have to go out in public and risk getting sick right now.
And see the SpaghettiOs there.
That's my jam, baby. We got a full-size fridge. I guess it's apartment style.
Yeah.
But it's Energy Star. It doesn't pull a lot of power, and it was important for us that if we were gonna live mobily, we still wanted to be comfortable. So we fit a lot of food in here, and that's been really nice. A little bit more food and coffee and wine storage up top.
My Boda box.
Yeah, gotta have it. We kept the original school bus windows. We wanted to kind of keep it kind of old school, looking like a bus. And truth be told, we started running low on our budget, so we started to think of other things that we could recycle and keep as part of it.
Their regular windows are RV windows are super expensive.
We've had some cooler weather lately in the Blue Ridge, so we've got our fire going right now, and this might be one of my favorite parts of the bus. I'm gonna show them that.
Yeah, we roasted marshmallows in it last night, so that's kind of cool too.
One of my best friends and the other owner of the Appalachian Adventure Company, Stephen Reinhold, does rock work for a living, so he came in here and we put a fireplace in a
sorry,
school bus.
Kane's bumping my arm.
And the reason we did that too, buses hold a lot of people. They carry kids, lots of them every day to school. And we have under this couch our solar setup with about 700 pounds of batteries. So we needed something to even the bus out. We didn't want to be going down the road, this way. So the rock work really, helped balance things out. Right, Kane?
Someone needs attention.
You want me to keep telling about the bed? All right. Puppies, I'm going to have to get down. Come here. Come on, Sage. So we got a couch over here. I'm sure plenty of my buddies will end up on this. Hey,
Sage!
Get down right now. It's got some memory foam on it. We put our solar bank under here. And as you can see, we've got our MPPT charger, our fuse box, our 12-volt box. This is our inverter charger, and then we've got enough power to get us through a couple days of stormy, rainy weather. We've yet to have to ever use our generator, but if the sun goes out or if it rains for a week, we've got a backup means of power, so that's pretty cool.
Yep. We have 4 panels up on the roof, so that's kind of what we're working with.
Yeah. I'll show you one more thing. I'm going to put Jordan back in charge. So this was kind of cool. North Carolina is our home. We live in Pisgah. The mountains are like a big part of our lives. So we incorporated this slide-out desk slash
table
and table for us to eat at. We thought we'd pay homage to the great state of North Carolina. It's where we met. It's one of our favorite places in the entire world, and we both love water. So we've got this cool map off of Mirway. Slides back in. I've also got an extra HDMI down here. When I'm working and editing pictures, I can grab the TV, pull it over here, hook my laptop into it, and kind of get my dual screen on. So that's really cool. Jordan, you want to tell them about these?
Yeah, so basically all of our clothes, well, we have a little bit of bags in the back, but most of our clothes are in these. So we share this drawer, and then the second one's Steve, and the bottom one's mine. Kane, you're gonna have to get up, boo-boo.
Come on, boy.
Then here's our hanging clothes. So this slides as well, and that's all of our hanging stuff. So I'm pretty proud of myself for being able to get rid of enough clothes.
you want to put it on the drawer? Show them that Mary is it Marie Kondo method?
Marie Kondo.
Mary. Oh.
Look at this. Look at this organization.
Ooh.
Who've seen that Netflix show will appreciate that.
Anyone that knows me knows that organization is not me. That's all Jordan. And then we've got our bed up here.
Yeah, it's a full queen size mattress. That was kind of important to us. The dogs like to sleep in the bed too, so it was nice to have enough space for all of us. The back part, there's a nice shelf back there, so we've got some extra storage. And then let's show you what we got going on back there.
Little book collection, and a big thank you to Molly Boy. She's an artist. She made this picture of the dogs, and if you can't read that, it says, "Handle every stressful situation like a dog. If you can't eat it or play with it, just pee on it and walk away." I'm not saying I condone that in every situation, but also under the bed, it's a queen size bed. Everything under there is accessible from the back door. It's kind of like our garage, so to speak. we've got some cool features in here. Everything's 12-volt touchscreen lights, so you can literally drag your finger down them and dim them for the moods. And then we've got this here Max Air fan. It's pretty sweet.
Jargon of it.
We don't talk about that. It's 12 volts, so it's really cool. It pulls air in or out, and it's got a thermostat on it. So, like, if the fire's going and it gets too hot, we can have it set to vent a little extra air.
Which it does often.
Yeah.
Very often.
But I believe we have some question and answers. If anybody has any questions for us, feel free to leave them in there. We're going to start going through the ones that we already tracked down. Want to do the first one?
On your face or on my face?
Oh, let's do you.
No, I don't want to do my face.
I'll do the first one.
All right.
I'll get over here.
Well, why don't we turn it and do it on both of us?
Oh, chill. Bus. Good?
Mm-hmm.
So what made you decide to commit to the bus lifestyle, and how early in your life did you know you'd end up living in a school bus? You want to go first?
You want me to answer that one? Here, hold on. I don't like... Let me turn... How do you turn it on?
I got you.
It's like an old person. Okay. So for me, I've actually known for a really long time. Shout out to Chelsea Guest if she's watching. She's one of my best friends. She and I almost bought a school bus, just the two of us, about 5 years ago. And then we realized that we have no idea what we were doing and didn't know anyone that knew what we were doing. So we put that one off. But I've known for a while that I wanted to live tiny and mobile. And
Yeah. For me, I spent a year in my truck with these two fluff balls, and I really, really liked it. But I realized it's nice to like have some space, like a place to cook a good meal, a place to shower besides a creek. That was pretty awesome too. So we kind of like both said what we wanted, and we went from there.
Well, Steve actually, I think, found a picture. I think he found a picture on like Instagram or something, and he tagged me in it and was like, "Look how cool this is!" And I was just kind of like, "Don't joke with me, I'll totally do that." And I think we'd been dating like 6 months at the time.
Yeah.
And then we bought a bus like 2 months later, so.
I had landed some extra work that I didn't know was coming. I had some extra money in my bank account, and you know how that works. You make sometimes foolish decisions when you have that going on, and we went out and bought a bus. We found it on Facebook for like $3,000.
Yeah.
It's got 100,000 miles on it. The schools take really good care of them because they're transporting kids and whatnot. So we found a steal right here in Waynesville.
I think one of the questions, I haven't seen this one, but one that we get a lot is why a bus over like an RV or a van or something like that. I think Steve kind of hinted on the fact that they're really sturdy and they're meant to hold children, so they're very well taken care of, and the school districts like cycle them out I think every 10 years, so it's not like something was wrong and they had to sell it. It was just because they're meant to hold America's most precious things, that they're very well taken care of. So
absolutely.
They're sturdy.
All right, question number 2, and I think I'll answer this one first. What was the biggest challenge to overcoming in building and living out of the bus? So I'll switch back to me. So for us, gosh, I never built anything before. This is truthfully like the first time I owned a lot of these tools, and it was pretty intimidating. The saying, "I get by with a little help from my friends," goes a long way. Without Story helping me and Steven helping me, like, I don't think this would have came together as nicely as it has. As far as living in it, figuring out how much power I needed, when we put the solar panels on, we were designing the battery bank. We wanted to be in this situation where we didn't have to like go outside and turn the generator on and, all the neighbors get mad at us because those are noisy. But we did some math and it was a really good learning process. What about you, Jordan?
I think the building thing for me too, I just, again, have never built anything. I've had a lot of help with my dad as far as like how to work tools and stuff growing up, but I'd never built, for both of us to go into this not really knowing how to do anything, we've very much relied on the people who know how to do stuff.
Absolutely. The internet is an amazing tool.
Yeah.
We joke that we went to like the University of YouTube. It got us through this.
There's a YouTube video for every single step of everything that we've done. So
cool.
Shout out to those of you who have the patience and
right?
to do that. We didn't. But
when people talk about challenges, it's not been an adjustment. It's not been weird. It's not like I've wanted more space. We spend a lot of time outside, and when you have like a place for everything, it's just really nice. And gosh, we can clean this place in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
so that's
really
pretty
nice.
Cool too, right?
I think for me actually too, one of the things is when you're doing plumbing or
Your turn.
or you're doing different things that you've done all the research on, actually implicating it is really different. And so that was kind of frustrating for me, is to feel like I had a plan set in place, and then all of a sudden, like when you're doing it, things don't line up the way that you thought they were going to, and having to kind of scratch that and redo it.
All right, Jordan, what's your favorite part about the bus?
Ooh, so I can answer that in two ways. I think as far as like what the bus symbolically stands for, my favorite thing is the fact that it, we have the ability to go anywhere and do anything whenever we want to. So that's kind of, metaphorically, I guess, my favorite part. As far as like my actual favorite part of the bus itself is probably the countertops.
I agree with that.
Which we got from our neighbors. I know Steve mentioned that already, but huge shout out to them. They're basically like our North Carolina parents at this point.
And that reminds me, like my favorite part about this has honestly been like the community. There's an older couple across the street that we call our North Carolina parents. One day when this thing was still like torn in half with holes in it and, water leaking in it, they came over and were like, what are you doing? And I think we maybe grew a little respect for them because, how hard we've been working on this thing. And it just turns out they must be like some of the handiest people in the world. So John came over, he lent us some tools, he's helped us weld. The countertops, and that's been pretty amazing to think that like, now us, them, Story, and everybody's all friends just because of like this old school bus parked in a field.
Right. And we feel really lucky because I know a lot of people who are building schoolies don't have that same kind of experience with neighbors. A lot of people have posted about the frustrations they've had with neighbors calling the cops and filing complaints and blah, blah, blah. And so far, we've had one neighbor file like one complaint. But other than that, it's been awesome and everyone's been really supportive. So that's been cool.
All right, so number 4, what is something about the bus life that most people don't know about? Jordan, here we go.
I think most people don't even realize that it exists.
Yeah, people are living in school buses and they're coming to a field near you.
Yeah, people are like, wait, sorry, what?
I think another thing too is like everybody's like, oh my gosh, how much stuff did you put in there? That thing's gonna weigh 1,000,000 pounds. Mm-hmm. But it's like, we took out 36 metal seats, carried 72 children. So we have like all this weight that this thing was built to, carry every day. So that's been kind of cool figuring out that like, you can put a wood stove in here, you can put some rocks and a full-size shower and still work out.
That's another thing too. I think the amount of space that you actually have, especially if you do a roof raise, because that guy's tall, so we could not physically have had a normal size bus because he would have had to walk down literally the middle of the bus, and if he'd moved at all it would have been like a crouching situation. So.
And if you can see, Jordan can't even touch the ceiling.
Oh yeah, no, I can't. Even on my tippy toes I can barely touch it. So
how tall are you again?
Like 5'6", 5'7".
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think that's another thing too, is you just have a lot more space than you would think you would in a school bus.
How do the pups like it? That's question number 6, and if that doesn't answer it for you, they love it.
She's falling asleep.
Right, Kane? You love it too? Kane likes outside more, but
he's trying to go out.
We're super lucky. Story's a German Shepherd guy. He's been great to the dogs. They've got a really, really, really big field here, so they're like so happy. Mm-hmm. They sleep under our buddy's bus when we're working on it. They always let us know when the FedEx guy comes. Sage is not very entertained by this. Sorry, girl.
She's sleepy.
All right, I'm gonna give that to you. What's the next question?
They both curl up at night and they sleep on that couch too, so they love it. I think it helps that they lived with Steve out of a truck for a while, so they're used to smaller spaces.
I'm gonna switch it around and we'll take turns in back here.
Sure.
Ooh, number 6.
I don't know how to do it.
Or number 7. What do you say to people who think living out of a bus is insane? There's a good answer for that. I mean, this is pretty cozy. You can make it anything you want. We've got everything that like a house would have and more. I think we can have a different view from those windows every single day if we wanted. What do you think, Jordan?
To people who think it's insane, I mean, that's their opinion.
Yeah.
It is a little bit insane.
It's a little bit insane, but crazy's good. I think paying $1,200 a month for rent is insane. We spent less than $30,000, maybe closer to 25, on this entire building. It's so cool to think that like we have everything a house does with $25,000, and you think about getting rid of your rent. Like how cool would that be? Have an extra $1,200 a month to get out there and buy plane tickets or gas or
Not to mention to literally be able to take your house anywhere that you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm gonna have you answer the next one.
Okay.
That's 8. What have been some big lessons, discoveries in building and living in a bus?
Should I turn it on my face?
Yeah, absolutely.
Big lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this whole thing has been a giant lesson for me, honestly, because like I said, I didn't know how to do any of it. I think learning how to work power tools and just do basic things, like even just put a screw into a piece of wood has been really empowering for me. I can't do it nearly as fast as that one over there, but I think that's been a really cool thing for me to learn about myself. And
but really though, for anybody out there, like if you think that you want to do something like this, hit us up. We'd love to like get you rolling. We can put you in touch with like some good people. There's amazing groups on Facebook. I think anybody, if I can do this, I think anybody can. Mm-hmm. And I think that's cool too. You know, pay homage to that. Like that kind of people are dying out. The people that like build things themselves, take care of things themselves, and fix things themselves. They don't really exist anymore.
Yeah, sorry.
Right, you wanna?
I don't know how to do this.
I'll switch it for you.
Can we just set it down and put it on both of us?
I think we could. Let's try that. So we're gonna go through the questions here and see if anybody's got any questions that we. Give me a minute to look through some of these. Let's switch that around.
Put it on our faces and we can look at the question.
Oops. All right. Let's see. Where's Jordan going to store clothes? We got that. And there's more in the back, too, if she runs out.
I have, like, those vacuum seal bags that were on, like, the As Seen on TV commercials. But they work really well.
Chelsea, is there any McDonald's in the fridge? No, there's not.
No, but there's a gallon of sweet tea in the fridge.
There's my little brother. Thanks for tuning in, man. I'm so grateful you came out here and helped me tear, like, the first school bus seats out. That was awesome. We can't wait to have you down here. Let's see. What else do we have here? Where do you park? Everything's closed. Yes, we do have a permanent place to park right now. We're hoping to hit the road maybe this November. That'd be cool. We're actually getting started on a really cool endeavor called the Get Out More Tour. Check it out. It's slowed us down a little bit with things going on in the world right now, but as soon as this clears up, as soon as we all do a really good job of staying put and washing our hands and whatnot, we'll all be able to get out there and have some fun. You want to answer the next one? Let's see.
We're at a friend's house in their spare.
This is nicer than my house. Awesome. I'm gonna go down to the bottom and see if I can find some new questions. There's a lot in here. Gosh. Shout out to Jordan's dad. Thank you, Emery, for letting us borrow all kinds of tools, driving up from Atlanta to help us.
Seriously, multiple times.
Let's see here.
Where do you store the wood for the wood stove?
The wood stove, we got a good pile outside. We are going to be chopping the bumper off in the back. We're going to be extending that, welding it back on about 3 feet out. We'll be able to keep a motorcycle back there. And there's also going to be a ladder that goes to the roof that has a deck on it, where we plan on putting my old rooftop tent so friends can travel with us and have a place to kick it. And if they snore, we don't have to worry about hearing them. You know, I'm not going to say any names. But
you know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have some understorage on the outside of the bus for when we're traveling for wood.
It's really blurry. Uh-oh.
Are other people... Oh, I hope you're not having blurry issues. Mostly you guys are just being really supportive with comments, so thank you. Not a whole lot of questions.
Kayla Gearhart, where did you get your inspiration for the design? We used to go to the Asheville Van Life rallies. We met a lot of really cool people there that were building buses. We spent some time on the internet, and our main thing was we wanted a bus that was going to work the best for us. So we looked at all those buses and we said, like, what do you love and what do you not love? And a lot of buses to me feel like a hallway. Ours, when you look in here, it's open. Like, there's space. You know, we can have friends over. We can hang out. So the big goal, I guess, behind the design was for it to be open. With Jordan and 2 dogs, you know, like. You need some room. Yeah. Someone here said raising the roof seems like a daunting task. Yes, it is. It was the scariest thing I've probably ever done. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna open this door and let Kane out. So here's the roof now. That's where the roof used to be. So we went up a whole entire 20 inches. We'll be fiberglassing this and closing this all soon before paint. But yeah, we put it on 4 farm jacks. 4 good buddies, Garrett Banner, thank you so much, Stephen Reinhold and Story Rice, and we built this frame and we actually cut the bus in half. Every post of metal in between every window, we went on the whole thing, cut it in half, started jacking it up. It started spreading. We had to use ratchet straps and
it was an endeavor.
Yeah, it was quite the endeavor, yeah. But you know, we did it, and I'm glad we did. You know, I can stretch. You know, we've got room to sit up in bed. Yeah, that's pretty neat too.
I think that would probably be my biggest piece of advice to anyone who's maybe wanting to do something like this or curious about it or anything, is like seek out people who have done it and ask them and listen to it. Because like Steve and I, when we started this, we would watch video tutorials and stuff, and people would be like, it's going to cost 3 times as much as you think it is, and it's going to take twice as long, and we would look at each other and be like, nah. But it did, and it has, and you know, people who have done it have the experience, and I would highly recommend talking to them about it.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, if you're unsure, ask them the questions. Like, you know, the composting toilet and the bathroom being right there. Our space in here, like Steve and I have basically no personal space at this point, so we've gotten very emotionally close because of that. So
she makes me put on the radio for the number 2s.
Yeah, we have lots of incense and whatnot. So I mean, you are compromising on things, but in the grand scheme of things, what it provides is so much more than what you have to compromise on.
I'm gonna close this and give everybody a good look at the beautiful door you made too. We got some more questions. Do you have any issues with parking? The standard bridge height around here, or most of the country, is 13.6. We're well under that, even with the solar panels and everything up top. When we move, we will have to take off the top part of our stove jack, and we'll put a little cap on it before big drives. Next one, you want to trade? You want to start reading some to me? Start with that one.
How big is your best one?
Storage underneath.
Oh, have you built any storage underneath? Are you answering that one?
Steal some of this. Yeah. So buses are amazing. There's a lot of empty space under them. We've actually got 2 50-gallon tanks that are linked together for our fresh water, 75 in the back for our gray water. And then we're going to have room for a big storage area. Remember the emergency exit, the back door that we had to jump out as kids? That whole area, we call it our garage. There's a bunch of stuff in there. And
we would show you, but that's where we shoved all our stuff that we didn't have space for right now. So.
And then there's this cool little laundry chute Jordan can show you behind.
Oh yeah, we didn't really talk about that. So behind this pillow, this is one piece that actually is just being held in with a screw right now, but it comes off, and our laundry, I'm not going to show too much because it's really full right now, but basically we put our laundry down there, and then this comes off, and there's a basket in there. So that's where our dirty laundry is at the moment.
Yeah. Anything else?
How big is the bus? Anything special to see in the bathroom area? Well, I was gonna say we can just show it back again. I think the coolest part personally is the shower.
I guess this makes us like retired dirtbags now. We have a shower.
I know, seriously. It's so nice.
It's pretty amazing. If you missed it in the beginning, we'll show you it one more time. Go ahead, hop in there.
Here it is again. Yeah, it's actually very spacious. So
my favorite part is the local rocks. It feels like you're standing in a river. And just to give you an idea how big it is, Jordan can fit. I can fit. You can do everything you need to do.
Yep.
All right, we've got. Any more questions? How hard was it to tie down your things? That's an ongoing thing. We made a checklist. We went and screwed in the countertops. And everything's bolted down, to handle the bumps and the shakes of the road.
I guarantee you, when we take this thing for our first big trip, we will have forgotten to tie something down and not thought about it. So
yeah.
It's very much an ongoing thing.
We're probably.
And I think for like stuff, that's not actually cinched down, we're just gonna have a big basket that we'll just put all that stuff in. But we would like to minimalize that because I don't want to have to do like a 20-minute ordeal every time we try to drive it. So.
Our friend Molly asks, "What is the photo you want to get of the bus?" Gosh, I kind of dream about getting to take Jordan all the places that I've been out west. That'd be pretty cool. And just to be able to like come in from the trail and like get a shower or like watch a movie. I think I really appreciate the slower side of things and getting way back out in the backcountry. But sometimes it's really like nice to just be somewhere out in the middle of nowhere and have some peace and no service and a place to kick it.
Ooh, Mike Howell, that's a good question. What do you think you'll miss most about living in a house?
The thing I will miss most about living in a house, it's probably going to be living in Mike Howell's house and all that he did. Gosh, that's probably one of the bigger thank yous we have to give as well. Our roommates, Mike and Corey, they took us in. We were pretty broke. This cost us a lot more than we originally thought it was, and they let us me back in for maybe like the third time. But now I got a house, so here I am.
Yeah.
Jordan, you want to answer that?
They were a huge help. Yeah, I mean, it took a lot longer, I think, too. So if they hadn't let us in, we could have been homeless pretty much. So
I don't think I'll miss anything. The more room I'm given, the more of a disaster I am. So it's
Yeah.
really nice for me to be in this small little spot.
that's pretty much what I was gonna say too. Is the more space you have, the more unnecessary things that you accumulate. So this has made it to where we have less things, and now I'm at the point where like if my car is full of stuff or anything, I get like immediately stressed out because I just want to get rid of my stuff. So
Anything
I'm
else?
gonna start posting probably stuff on Facebook Marketplace if anyone's looking for some random crap. What brand of stove is that? Looks cool.
That is a high.
Would you
flame.
recommend it?
It's a Swiss
Casey
stove.
Tahoe girl said that.
We really, really like it. You do have to cut your logs a little bit smaller, but the damper control and the amount of heat it puts out in a bus is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
My favorite thing is that obviously it's cast iron, but it's just.
that stove.
Oh, I don't know actually.
Let's talk about both of them.
I was gonna say it doesn't specify. So this stove I like because it's 2 giant cast iron pieces, so that's easy and heats up really well. It's tiny and.
That's made by a brand called Avanti as well. We got it off of Amazon on like a
Yeah, I think
Labor
we
Day sale, so that was pretty cool. It's got a spot, we can bake at. We actually
got some bread in there.
Got some bread in there.
And then there's that stove, which
anything else?
we originally bought a stove off of Facebook Marketplace that was like twice as big as that, and then when we got it, we realized we were gonna like smoke ourselves out, and that one has been a good size because
It's
we don't have to
amazing.
fill it too often. And
We do have dreams of taking this to some pretty awesome places.
Yeah.
I've got friends outside of Banff that said I could park it next to their house. So Aaron and Jade, you best believe we're going to take you up on that, and we're going to see what this thing can really do. But the bus is also fully insulated, 2 inches of foam all around,
Yeah.
floor, ceiling, walls. I think I forgot to mention that
yeah, I was
earlier.
gonna.
So yeah, we've been really warm in here, and we've had some hot days too. But it really holds the cool air from the night before.
Luckily, we live in a place too where when it is hot during the day, it's still cool at night. So
Yeah. Anything else?
yeah, Sierra Whisk. Is that Sam from Australia? Oh my gosh, what was the final cost of the build out?
Gosh, I haven't added everything up, and we're still working on a couple things outside.
Yeah, we have.
But I'd imagine, if you want to build one that's really comfy and has all the basic needs like we do, that you can totally do it for under $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now, big part of that cost is going to be your batteries and your solar setup, but not having an electric bill is super cool.
Right. Well, and just the sustainability of it too. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I think that the biggest cost saving thing too is to do as much of it you can do as much yourself as you can.
Jordan's turn.
I had a little bit of wine because I was very nervous about this.
Emery Meeks, Jordan's dad. He's got a question for Jordan.
No, I
Where
don't.
can you carry boats?
They're gonna be strapped on the top when we build the rooftop deck.
We told him about the deck, right? Yeah.
I think so.
We definitely want to be able to put at least a canoe up there. Take this guy for a stroll every now and then.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We'll get a couple more in here, and we'll let y'all get back to
Your lives.
quarantining
You're
it.
very busy lives, I'm sure right now.
What would you do differently if you build another Skoolie from our good friend Steven? Jordan, anything different you would do?
Honestly, I think the only thing I would do differently
Not build it with me.
is no. We've learned a lot about each other through this experience.
It's been wonderful.
I think I would keep better track of our spendings and be a little bit more organized with that because we honestly don't have an exact number, and I couldn't tell you how much we spent on nails and you know what I mean. Like, not that that's a really big deal, but I mean, I think that would be really the only thing I can think of what I would do differently.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the build came out, I would say.
We did leave quite a bit unfinished with the intention of like living in it for a little bit and then deciding what we wanted to do. Like this area, we're gonna put like a bar stool that has a lid on it to put the dog food in, so I'll be able to sit here and work while Steve's working over there. So just like little things like that we wanted to live in it for a bit and see how we wanted. But I genuinely don't think I would do really anything differently.
Let's see, what else? Is the couch finished? Matt Baker,
No,
no,
Matt
it's not
Baker's not
finished.
finished.
Why is it not finished, Jordan?
Does that look finished to you? Because I
think,
can't use a sewing machine. That's
yeah,
why.
life's crazy. A lot of things have, we were hoping to have this a little bit farther along, but, everything's closing down right now. That's been kind of tough. It's hence why our bathroom still is a little plain. But, it's life.
Yeah.
Let's
We're gonna
see.
make curtains too eventually. So.
Can I ride on the roof?
Sure.
Absolutely. Gosh, I think that's about it. We're really excited. This, like I said, this is a year coming. A lot of lessons learned.
A year and a half now, but-
We almost killed each other, maybe twice, maybe more. But it's been amazing, and I can't wait to take it out on the road and take it to some places. You have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, we're in the Asheville area, for those of you that are tuning in, not in North Carolina. So if any of you are passing through, we're happy to show it to people. So you can hit us up on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And
Once the pandemic is over.
yes, true. Wait for the social distancing.
All right. Well, I think that's about. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for coming out. Like I said, follow us on here. Check out the Get Out More tour we're about to embark on. Big thank you to Blue Ridge Outdoors, and the biggest of thank yous to Jordan for putting up with me. I know I'm hard to work with, and I get really frustrated, and I'm hurting myself in here. I'm walking like an old man after this thing, but we're excited to be done. We're gonna get back to backpacking and stretching and being in good shape.
Yes.
I wish everybody a happy, safe quarantine. Let's get through this
Stay
together.
safe out there.
Yeah. Good night.
See ya. I feel really good on that.
Yeah.